Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do page 3 in the mini album that we've been working on. This was page 1, and then we did page 2 in the last video, which has these little pockets with flap covers. And now we're going to do page 3. So we're working from the mini album guide, which is available in my Etsy shop. It's fully illustrated with tips and cutting guides for each of the pages, and we are on page 3. This also includes some templates and some free papers too. Okay, or there are digital papers that you can print. So let me grab what we need, and let me grab the book so I can show you. This is the prototype version of the book and using a different paper than what we're using now. So this is the page we made in step 1, and this is the page that we made last week. And this is the page that we're making today. So it looks more complicated than it is. It's really just 2 double flaps, like so, and a pocket. Okay, so there's not too much to it. And it does have a couple of magnets. Let me grab that. So what you're going to need for this page is, now the last page, we've used both sides of the base now, so you need a new base page. And in step 1, the first video, after the introduction, we made 4 of these base pages. So it's like a tube, and so you're gonna need another one of those. So grab that, and then you're going to need, from your cardstock, the 2 pieces that are gonna form the flaps, okay? And those are 6.5 by 4.5. And then you're just going to need one piece that's the pocket. This is 2 3/4 by 7 inches. All right, so let's set the base apart because you should have already made that. Let me grab my scoreboard. Let's get going with our scoring. All right, let's start with these 2 larger pieces. Let me get my scoring tool. Not that one. Let's see. There. These come in a set of 3 from EK Tools. They didn't, I'm trying to remember, they didn't come with the board. The board has some kind of a little bone folder, but I don't really use it. I bought these separately. So, okay, so we're going to need to score these. So you're going to put the 6.5 inch, the long edge into your scoreboard with the 6.5 inch edge along the top, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 3 inches. So 1/2 inch. Let me just double check. It may not be right. Hang on. Actually scored at 6 inches and 3 inches. I don't know. Does that matter? It just looks better to me. Yeah, that should have been, yeah, 1/2 inch and 3.5. Okay. So let's score it this time at 1/2 inch and at 3.5. Okay. And then you're going to score the pocket. You can see it's longer than my scoreboard, but that's okay. So you're going to score at 1/2 inch, turn it 90 degrees, and score again at 1/2 inch, and then 90 degrees again, and score at 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's your pocket. All right. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to fold, so just like we've done in the other pages. I'll fold our pockets. And I actually folded this one with the valley up. I usually do it the other way. That's all right. That's fine. I'm going to trim that in a minute. And this one, fold. These I'm going to fold in both directions and burnish. Okay. that's gonna fold a lot, I like to have a lot of flex in it. That's why I burnish it in both directions. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see, might as well tape and then trim. Do it opposite last time. All right, so again, this is a pocket, so it needs its tape to be on the outside. And we're going to trim this corner off so you don't have to tape all the way to the corner. Now the flaps are going to go, each one's going to get inserted. We're going to trim the corners to make it easier. They're going to get inserted in there, right? And the tape needs to be on this side, facing up. If you have the tape here, you're going to end up sealing this shut when the pocket folds over. So the tape has to go on this side. And with this one, I think I mentioned before that sometimes you don't want to tape too close to the fold, and this is one of those cases. You want to tape these flaps closer to the cut edge, okay? Because you want to leave enough leeway for this flap to easily fold over the page. And if you insert it too close there, it may not fold smoothly. Burnish. And let's trim these corners. Okay, so that's the pocket. And then we're going to do the flaps. You want to make sure when you trim these flaps that you get right down to the score line, but not past it. Okay. All right. There is that. Pull this out of the way. Okay. So here is our base. Again, you've got an opening on each end into which these flaps are going to go. Now you do have some options here. The way I did it is I folded these in and then they fold over, which is fine, and that's how I like them. But if you prefer, you could go this way so they fold out like that. And you don't really have to make up your mind right now because you've folded and burnished this in both directions. All right, so we can do these one at a time. This is just like the flap that we did, the flaps that we did on the first page, right? Where these are going to get inserted in, up to but not past the score line, and then press. Okay, just like so. And then we'll do the same with this one. Can you see that? We're putting it inside. Let's see, I think you've got a pretty good light there where you can see it. And I don't want to go past the score, but I do want to go up to it. All right, that's pretty good. And press. It's sticking out a little there, but that's all right. Now, these are going to fold over, and there will be a little gap there, and that's fine. That's what you want. If these touched every single time you open and close the book, they'd rub against each other and eventually you get wear and tear. So a little gap is a good thing. Now, as they fold over, you may find, like this one seems like it might be catching a little bit. We'll see as time goes by. If it seems like that's catching, you can just stick this in your paper trimmer. And actually, I think I'm going to, because every time I'm closing that, I hear it. It sounds like it's catching. So let me get my paper trimmer, and you can trim that just a tiny, tiny bit. Just a hair is all it needs. And now's the time to do it, rather than when it's driving you crazy later. See, I don't know if you can see this. My table's not very big. All right. So I just put it in my paper trimmer and literally just cut the tiniest bit off. And let's see. Okay, that's better. All right, and again, if it's bothering you later, you could trim it, but I think it's all right. All right, so we have that. Those fold out, and this pocket goes here. Right? So let us, I'm gonna fold over the sides, peel up just part way, and fold over the bottom. Give that a good burnish. Just make sure it fits. I probably should have checked that. And let me see. Yep, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's take our tape off. Let's see, some of these pages take longer than others. This one's a pretty quick one. So we're going to put this right there. You're going to line it up against the bottom. And there we go. You don't want it too close to this edge because you don't want, again, to catch up in the flaps. But now's the time to check it for fit and see if you need to trim anything. But that looks pretty good. All right, now, in order to keep this closed, we're going to put magnets, and the magnets are going to, you have a choice. The base magnets are going to go here. I put them right on the pocket front. You could put them underneath, but there's a lot of layers going on, so I put them here. And then you can either put them here so that they fold over like that, or you can put them here, and I did put them here. All right, so let me show you how to do that. For this, you're going to need 4 magnets. And these are basic grays, the large size. All right, so there's a plus and a minus. If you can see them, I'm trying to keep them far away from each other because they are strong and they'll immediately pull together if they're too close. All right, so there's that. I want that one centered there and that one centered there, okay? And these are all going to be hidden by mats. Now, you don't want them too high up because you don't want this one to end up too high up where you can't hide it with a mat. So, put them, about halfway down the width of the pocket and halfway across, if that makes any sense. These have an adhesive back. Put it right there. I ordered these magnets online. There's also a magnet website where I order a lot, like you can order them in bulk. And what is the name of that place? Hang on, I think I have a bag from it. It's K&J Magnets, or Magnetics, something like that. And they have a good selection of magnets there. Okay, so now we need to place the second magnet. I'm just going to put some scrap there because I don't want these magnets permanently stuck to each other. just fold that back, turn, press, and lift. Okay, so now we have those two. I'm going to repeat the procedure on this side. Just let the magnet snap to the previous one. Can you see that? I'm off to the side a little, I think. All right, get the back off. Let's move this paper. This and lift. Okay. Now we have all of our magnets in place. And we can go ahead and start matting. Now, I have chosen what I want for my mats, although I haven't chosen exactly where all of them are going to go. Although I do know where I'm going to use for the pocket. I'm going to use that same Country Craft Creations cardstock. I think it's called Artisan cardstock or something. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Yes, Artisan cardstock from Country Craft Creations. And this is navy. And then I'm going to use this pretty orange and blue paper to go inside the pocket, like that. So I'm not sure yet exactly what I'm going to... I know that I have them all cut, but I'm not sure where I'm going to put them. So let's just get these out of the way, and that way we can get these magnets covered up. So let me go ahead and ink these. This is Distress Oxide Walnut Stain from Ranger, and a Tim Holtz blending tool. You don't really have to ink the bottom of it since it's going in the pocket. I guess I'll do it anyway. And then this doesn't really need to be inked. It doesn't have a core. I don't think the ink would even really show on it. Just for show, I guess we'll go ahead and you can see a little bit. I'll just put it there. Okay, we don't have to mess with that too much. This is beautiful cardstock. If you want to use this for construction of your books, it doesn't tear. It's just great stuff. It has, I don't know if you can see, it has a little bit of a linen texture. It's really lovely. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll put the larger piece. Let's see. Yeah, just checking to see if it's directional. It is a little bit. I think you could get away with putting it either way, but we're going to go this way. And again, we're using our art glitter glue, which is what I always use for mats. Oh, look at that little bug. What is that? And keep, as I've said before, I've got a heavy hand with glue, but keep the glue away from the bottom. You do not want to glue your pocket shut. Alright, so this goes in here. And the reason that I'm doing the pocket lining before the pocket is, you know, the odds of you getting this are, I don't know, maybe you're just incredibly skilled and you're going to get this perfectly in the middle, but I never do. So it's a lot easier to line up the pocket piece to the mat piece than it would be to try and get that mat into the pocket and match it up to the pocket. So I do that inside first. This up, as I just said, to the mat. Alright, you've got those magnets underneath, so you want to use a bit of a gentle hand. And you could add extra tape to the tops of the magnets if you want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Okay. Alright. I'm just using a corner of a paper towel here. I think some people use baby wipes and stuff, but that's what I use. Okay, so now we have our pocket and the pocket lining. So let's close our book, and you can see the magnets just grab right on. Okay, now let's grab our mats. So I have, you need 8 mats. Did I tell you the cutting size on these mats? I don't think I did. Okay, so for the mats, you're going to need 8 that are 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. You're going to need 1 that's 5 3/4 by 3, that's this piece. And you're going to need 1 5 3/4 by 2. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have these. Let's see. Okay, so we've got these 2. We've got these 2. We've got these 2. And then this one I know I'm going to use on the front. And this, I'm doing the same thing here that I did in the last page where I carried a pattern across. I just think it looks really cute. And then these are going to go on the inside, and we'll decide where they're going to go after. So let's get these 2 down since we know where they're going. Again, we're going to ink them up. You know, when you're choosing very specific parts of your papers to use, there is a certain amount of waste, but you can use those very small pieces or odd pieces that are left in other projects or in small pocket fronts and things. You just have to decide whether you want to do that. These papers, you know, they can be pricey. It's not cheap sometimes to make these things, but it can be worth it to go ahead and bite the bullet and have a little waste in order to get, you know, a nice pattern like that to go across. All right. And the nice thing with these Graphic 45 papers is they do have the patterns and solids pads that go with them, and that can really help you stretch the pattern papers, the big prints and whatnot. And of course you can use the blank cardstock like I am. That also is going to help stretch the paper. Let's get that one down. Okay. And this one. And you want to try and make sure they line up top to bottom with each other, so that your pattern looks nice going across. And if you want, you can open it up to burnish it, might be a little easier. All right, we can do the same with this one just to make sure it's well burnished. Don't forget the magnets under there. You don't want to burnish so hard that you bruise the paper on the front from the magnet. Okay, now what I was talking about before, you could put it so this is the front if you want to fold it like that. If you did that, this is where the magnet would go on the outside. Okay, all right, so now we have this. We're going to open it up and have this. So we have to decide which pieces are going to go here. And I think here's what we're working with. Okay, I don't want to use these because I just think that way too much navy in your face. And I think I've got the same situation going with the orange. So by default, that means we're going to put these here. Okay, then when we open it up, let's see, we would have the orange here. That's still a lot of orange. I like the blue here. It's on the back of these. Oh, that's not very good. Let me think. Oh, I've got a stripe. Could put that, good heavens, little bug. All right, we could do these here and those there. How does that look? We do have, that does leave us with this orange. That's not so bad. I think that's what we're going to do. So these are here. Yes, I like that better. Okay. All right, I'm going to get all of these inked up, and I'll be right back and we'll glue them down. Okay, we're back. We decided that we were going to put the orange ones here. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, you want to be careful when you put these down to try to line up that top edge. It's not, every time you cut, there's just always going to be a little bit of variation, and it'll be better to be a little bit off down here because the pocket sort of hides it a little bit. You want this to be more even. Okay, there's that. This side. Paper is so pretty. Looks pretty good. All right, now we're going to put blue, the outside, and the children to the inside. This way, no, I like it better this way. Okay. Now you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it in pairs. You could just do all completely different ones. Just cut 8 different mats from 8 different papers. Like you could put the children and the stripes, but I don't know. I like them to match, so that's how I'm doing it. And again, be careful. The magnet is there. You don't want to bruise your paper. Right. Okay. I didn't ink that. I don't think I did. Hang on. So it's covered with glue now, but let's see if we can get that done. Okay. And the glue got a little tacky. I'm just going to give it a little extra glue. Cut that before I put it all the way down. Okay. Now you may notice, I don't know, that these pieces are just a little bit long, a tiny, tiny bit, and that's because I didn't want to cut off this little girl's foot. So that's goes back to what I was talking about earlier. It might have been even in another video. About being flexible about how you cut stuff. All right, there we go. And the last one. so cute. It's over. You know, I wasn't sure I was going to like having all this orange, but I do. And then over again. Now that we've added the mats, it feels a little tight, but I think that'll just loosen up over time. If it doesn't, you still have a little bit of room if you need to trim. But I don't think I do. I think it's all right. I'm getting a little bruising right there, though. So, we'll see. I might need to trim it. Oh, that's really cute. Okay. So, this is page 3 of our album. And, yeah, I definitely need to trim that a little bit, which I'll do off camera. All right. So, next up is going to be page 4, and we'll get to that next time. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to click the notification bell so that you can be notified when I post the next video. And if you wish to purchase the guidebook, it's available on my Etsy shop. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.